What's up, everybody? Abraham Lincoln said, "We the people are the rightful masters of both the courts and the Congress, not to overthrow the Constitution, but to overthrow the men who would pervert the Constitution." And we're seeing a daily perversion and destruction of our Constitution in order to impose Project 2025, which should be called Project 666, if you really think about it, in an effort to end American freedom and democracy, to usher in a Putin, Castro-style, autocratic, dictatorial regime that ends 250 years of the greatest democracy the world has ever seen. Didn't happen overnight. Didn't happen in a vacuum. Decades upon decades of relentless GOP attacks, specifically designed to promote ignorance. Attacks on education throughout red states, alongside white Christian churches preaching hatred and ignorance as Christian godliness, combined to create a population that reads at a second, third grade level, if at all, so that they can be easily manipulated, angered, and weaponized to destroy American freedom, democracy, and lives. Solely fueled by ignorance and hatred. Now, those words, "we the people," were put bigger, not by coincidence, not to make it look pretty, not to be a sentence starter. It was put there for times like this. For times specifically like this, to reinforce what is trying to be taken away from us, which is the power and strength of we the people, of our beautiful American diversity, the strength and power the founding fathers put in those three words, we the people. There's one more little word that holds an enormous amount of power, and it's just trying to be dismissed and skipped over. That little word is united. Okay? United. Because when the founding fathers were creating their great new nation, I'm sure they thought of many, many different options for what to name it. If their intentions were to create separate, disparate, hodgepodge of laws and rules and boundaries independently created, I'm pretty sure that detailed as they were, they would have named their nation the separate states of America, or the individual states of America, or the independent states of America, or the disparate states of America. There's a lot of words they could have used if those were their intentions. They were all slave owners, or mostly slave owners. They were all white, so they could have named their grand new nation the White States of America or the Anglo-Saxon States of America. How about the slave owner states of America or the owners states of America, if those were their intentions? If they intended a Christian nation, there's no question that they would have named their country the Christian States of America or the Baptist States of America or the Protestant States of America. Would have all been great choices if any of those were their intentions. They were not. In fact, they went out of their way to make sure that their beautiful new nation of three equal and separate branches, so that there is no king, so that no president can overrule the will of we the people. They were deliberate. They were detail-oriented. They knew the power of every word they put into these documents. So united is where the strength and power of their new nation would be. Even though they probably weren't thinking of people like us. But the fact that the democracy itself was based on Native American existing rules and laws and government that they learned on this land. They knew that the power and strength of this nation against all foes, foreign and domestic, as we saw on January 6th, and as we're seeing attacks on the American people today from our White House, we knew that we the people were the rightful masters. So that is my challenge to all the legal beagles, to all the scholars, to the Brennan Center, to the Southern Poverty Law Center, to the AACLU, to all the legal scholars, legal fans, legal conspiracy theorists. I don't care. I want concepts. I want this solved. I want to hear what mechanism we the people have and can employ to take control of the courts and the Congress. Not to overthrow them, but to make them do their jobs. To make them do what they were elected for. Because I guarantee you, none of us elected them to bow to dictators. Not one of us elected them to kiss the ring of a king. Not one of them were elected to benefit themselves. They were all elected to do the job of we the people. Like I said, the only time I believe government should be heard is like what people used to say about children. They should be heard when spoken to. I think government should be heard when spoken to and addressed when we ask them to be something and respond when we ask them something. We don't need to wake up every day to hear what ridiculous, stupid, moronic, hateful, destructive acts and attacks are being unleashed on the American people. On we the people. We're talking about veterans, about seniors, about children, about the needy, about the sick being attacked for the benefit of the wealthy. The ignorant wealthy who fell ass backwards into money. Not one of them has ever earned a dollar. Not one of them has ever earned a day's work. Not any of them have ever had to make the decision of paying rent or paying for your car, of health insurance or car insurance. Not one. That's why the next president needs to be someone like me, someone like you. Not another corrupt billionaire, not another career politician, not even a lawyer. It needs to be one of we the people. Someone who has struggled, a single mother who has raised 3-4 kids on her own and made ends meet and raised prominent people who contribute to their societies in many different ways. That is the kind of leader we need. A grandmother who stepped in to raise her family and her grandkids when she had to, and never once said, "Look how great I am. What about me? Poor me." Not once has she ever said anything like that. A grandfather who sacrifices daily for his family. A father who works 2-3 jobs, not just to put food on the table, but to get those kids educated and put them through school. Those are leaders. Those are the people we need running our country. Not rich, entitled, fall into money, ass backwards. People who then think they're your daddy. They need to make your life better by forcing you into a religious sect and forcing you to believe ignorance and hatred because they say it is, and bypass the laws that enacted this nation and created the greatest democracy ever built. Because they're cowards. They fear us. They know that a Latino family moves into a trailer park right next door to a white family that's been there 10 years. In 2 years, that Latino family is out of the trailer park and bought their own home. Within 5 years, they're running their own business. And within 10, they're buying whatever they want. While the white family is still in that trailer for 20 years. Wondering why that Latino family was able to do that. How did they do it? Sucking down their Bud Light, smoking their meth, and wondering why the Latino family succeeded. And that's why it's a war on brown going on right now. Slavery was a war on black. This is a war on brown. They fear our success. They fear that in 6 months we learn a second language, while they in 40 haven't learned 3 words from people who have been surrounding you your entire life, grown up with you, worked with you, went to school with you. Your low IQs never had the possibility de aprender otro idioma y poder hablarlo con convicción. Learn a second language and be able to speak it with conviction. You've been weaponized. Your ignorance and your hatred has been weaponized against yourselves. It's time to wake up, America. It's time for we the people. So that is the challenge to my legal beagles, to the legal community out there. What is the legal mechanism? We need a legal mechanism to take control of our courts, to take control of the Congress so they do their jobs. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. Either they are cowards or they've been bought and sold. So they're compromised. They're not going to do it. It's got to be one of us. We need a president to come out of we the people. Not another corrupt billionaire, not another career politician that are just going to be more of the same and bow to the same groups and the same toxic ignorance that got us here. You want change? That's change. That's change. America needs someone like me, someone like you, someone real, someone who's known the struggle of being an American, someone who has lived the struggle day to day. Not someone who fell ass backwards into money, into wealth, and think they're all that because they have money. Bullshit. They're no smarter than you. They're no better than you. We are seeing the effects of the lack of intelligence and moral compassion to act in a leadership capacity. Just because you can run a five and dime don't mean that you can run a country. Because that's all Trump is running, a five and dime on that website, selling 2028 caps and golden shoes and stupid moronic trash to bilk the morons, the low IQ'd individuals who he said he loves the uneducated. And they actually thought it was a compliment. Enough. We the people. So that is the challenge. That is your weekend homework, ladies and gentlemen. We need to come up with the legal, non-violent, not talking Civil War, I'm talking legal, peaceful mechanism so that we the people take control of the court and the Congress. It's in there. It's in there. The founding fathers put it in there. Abraham Lincoln said, we the people are the rightful masters of both the courts and the Congress. We need that legal mechanism so we can get them to do their jobs. We need someone to go in there and kick their asses into doing their job because they're not. And like I said, 2 reasons. They're cowards. They're afraid to lose what they have. Rightly so. They've worked hard. They've earned a lot. So now they're cowards. And the second reason is because they've been bought. They've been compromised. They are owned by the king, by the dictatorship, by the autocrats. So we need to put an end to that. We need to put an end to that. We, the people, are the rightful masters. So let's come up with that mechanism. Do we have to march into a session of Congress and have 1 million people walk up there and take control of our Congress peacefully? Is that what it takes? Is that how we show that we are the rightful masters? Is that what it's going to take? Because we don't want a war. It's not about war. It's about freedom. And the freedom to live your life how you choose. That is the definition of freedom. And it was taken away from us. We the people. You know your homework. We the people. Crazy and impossible is what we need. Because only in America, only in American freedom is the impossible possible, even when some say it's crazy. This is crazy and impossible. Saving our democracy is crazy and impossible right now. A retired, damaged, brown man saying he's going to take on the dictatorship and that I am the best candidate to be the next president. It's crazy and impossible. But this is the country where we can make it happen. This is the country that I know has more love and diversity than ignorance and hatred. Our diversity, our beautiful American diversity, is what they fear most. What's in my DNA, what's in my blood. That proves I am white, black, Latino, European, Mediterranean, Asian. I've even got Irish and Jewish in my blood. So I would be the only true representative of every American when I am the president. Or someone like me that truly represents every American. We are not a Christian nation. We are a nation where you are free to be a Christian. It's a huge difference. God bless you. God bless America. God bless our beautiful democracy. And let's put an end to this tyranny that's trying to overcome us. Half-wits who fell ass backwards into wealth. Their parents grew. Does not make them brilliant. Does not make them smart. And absolutely does not make them smarter than you. Does not make them smarter than me. And does not make them smarter than your Dalmatian. In fact, they're probably dumber. God bless you. Crazy and Impossible on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, share my messages. God bless you guys.